Here you go. Hey campers, Georgia with Mary, back in the man cave. After that last Rough Rider, well, all I can say, all is forgiven. This just came in. Wow. Let's check it out. What I'm talking about here is this knife from Rough Rider, and it's from the Arctic series. And I saw this on a Facebook group. Sue Chicken put me on to them. I was looking at a post there and they were talking about the Arctic series. And I saw this knife and I thought, wow, I gotta check this out. So here it is here. It comes in the nice box, typical for Rough Rider. Very nice box actually, you can see that. And they do a good job with their boxes. I really like their boxes. Let's have a look-see at this little beauty. Here it is here. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice looking knife. Nice and clean. I really like the colors on this. I'm a big fan of white bone handles. I like that. This is not white bone. It's G10. Like I said, it's from the Arctic series, and this is the Arctic Fox Wharncliffe. Yeah, a Wharncliffe blade. There is so many things right with this knife. You know what? Let's get into it, and you'll see what I mean. You can see it has the bolsters, and these bolsters, they say, are brass in the description. They don't look brass, but you know what? They're nice. Very plain bolsters. A nice big one on the pivot here, and then you have the back butt end one here is nice and solid. And if you look carefully, here is the skin, the scale, whatever you want to call it, the G10 handle. And if you look carefully, it's not obvious, but right here, you can see they have a black inner liner on it. Look at that. Beautiful looking knife, an odd shape. Look at this handle, and you'll see why when I show you the blade. Look how the handle is thick at the back here and comes down nice and thin into this bolster. Well, they did that for a reason, because it really brings out the whole knife when you open the blade. Now, this is a Wharncliffe, and I have to say it's a true Wharncliffe. I got beaten on the brow for saying that mod that I did on my opinel and called it the tadpole, and I said it was a Wharncliffe blade because I made it to be a whittler. And I was told, no, it's not a Wharncliffe, that's a sheep's foot. Well, there were reasons I made it that short, and it is probably closer to a sheep's foot than a Wharncliffe. This here is a true Wharncliffe. Look at that. Look at this shape. Thick back, handle thins right down and goes right into that blade. Perfect. The shape is perfect. When I first looked at it, I thought, that's odd. But then I looked at it and wow, look how well that comes together. You know, your Wharncliffe, you have that slow drop off down to a nice point. You can see it there. And then your flat cutting edge here all the way along. And the whole thing just comes together so well. They really did a good job on this knife. I'm going to have to say, this is probably the nicest knife I own from Rough Rider. And I own, well, one or two of them. Right now, I had decided on collecting the faded blue denim series. I really like the colors on that. The handle, they match really well. And they have, I think there's 14 or 15 different styles with that handle. I'm about 3/4 of the way through getting the whole series. Pretty excited about that. But then this comes along, and I'm like, wow, now I got to start again on another series. Well, this is a fairly new series from them, and it's their Arctic series. And they call it the Arctic because it has the white handle. They have a similar series, which I believe is a red handle, and I'm not sure. I looked at the website and everything, and they, on Smoky Mountain actually, and I think there's only 3 of these right now, but I think they're in the middle of producing more. I really, really hope they come out with a Barlow. I think a Barlow in this colors, this style, would be really nice. But I digress. This guy is awesome. I love this knife. So as you can see, you have your white G10 handle, and it has the fox head there for the Arctic fox, obviously. It has your 3 pins holding the scales on, nickel brass, I believe. And I think these are nickel brass, but I'm not sure. They just said brass. They didn't say anything about nickel. It looks the same to me. You can see those liners in there, like I was saying. It's clean, no gaps at all, and really nice and straight. Then you have that Wharncliffe. Look at that. Now, this is a traditional blade from way back. Lord Wharncliffe. That wasn't his name. He was known as Lord Wharncliffe because the county, or whatever they called him in England at the time, he was the lord of the manor. And him and a friend were discussing knives, cutlery knives actually, and they came up with this design. And that's where the Wharncliffe blade came from. And you can see it's fairly thin, and it has that long drop off to that nice point with a nice flat blade on it. This one here, you can see it does have the false blade there, which gives you that nice point. And it does have a nail nick with the match strike, typical for Rough Rider. On the handle, there's no Rough Rider indications at all. Even on the bolsters, all they have is that line going through each side of the bolster. It just runs around. And that G10 white handle, which is great. And that little shield in there, very nice. A nice little silhouette of a fox head. The blade, 440 stainless steel. It is a plain edge, and that which is typical for a Wharncliffe. This style of Wharncliffe, you see different ones. They have a slight more drop off, they're thicker, the more modern, I want to say modified Wharncliffes. But this is right on with the traditional, original Wharncliffe. Very nice. I got to tell you, I'm impressed. Rough Rider impresses me pretty regularly, but this got me. And, like I said, it has those fine little black inner liners, which really bring it out. The thing that really impressed me was the overall shape of the knife. When that blade is open, it really flows well. Look how this comes in, follows the blade right to that point. And they did the same thing here. It's thick, it dips in, goes to the bolster, and comes right into that thin blade. It just flows so well. So well made. The design on this is awesome. Let's have a look at some specs. First of all, we'll check out total length, blade open, tip to butt. I'm going to say just under 6.5 inches. So from the tip to the butt. Not bad. Closed. It is 3.5 inches. Closed. Fits in your hand nicely. Very nice. Nice size, comfortable. I really was surprised at how the handle felt, because when you have it in your hand and you're actually holding it, it sits in your palm really well. Very nicely done. I really do think this is probably the best one in their traditional series that they've made. I'm so impressed with this. 440 stainless steel blade, and if you look on the blade, it has the nail neck, but they do have right there on the ricasso, right there, you can see it has the RR, and then on the other side on the blade, it says there can you see that? 440 razor sharp stainless, and on the ricasso there it gives the model number, and it's, of course, it's made in China for Rough Rider. The blade length from the tip to the choil, 2.5 inches right there. So the cutting edge is 2.5 inches. It's a fairly nice long blade, and of course you have that flat edge all the way. There's no curve or anything on the blade, on the cutting edge of the blade. And you have your false blade there, you can see there. Very nice, very clean, well made. Now it is a slip joint, and it does have a half stop on it. You can see it right there, and then opens up and it clips in there really nice. I mean, for a slip joint you're going to get that, but you can see how well that spring pulls back in. Nicely done. Of course, when you close it, it snaps in really nicely, just like that. Very nice, very nice. I'm loving this guy, and I'm thinking this series is the next on my agenda, is to go through this series. And like I said, I'm really hoping for a baller. I do like a good baller. How much did I pay for this guy? Surprisingly, that much. That's not going to break the bank, that's for sure, even on my budget. And the quality on this one, it is smooth, no edging that you can feel on it. The blade sits dead center. Look at that. Very nice. Yeah, I'm loving this. All those things I said about Rough Rider's last knife, that non-traditional one, just didn't like it. Just didn't feel right to me. All is forgiven. Here it is here. The forgiveness. Very nice. The shape on this is probably as good as you're going to get when it comes to a Wharncliffe. Look at that. Beautiful. It's perfect. Ha! Is it sharp? I don't know. Let's check it out. Look at that. It's a Wharncliffe. Designed to cut. What can I say? Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back again. Hopefully, something else from the Arctic series. Might want to check them out. I'll put a link in the description below to Smoky Mountain, where I got this guy. You can have a look at that. It helps the channel if you're interested. Otherwise, check it out. I mean, can't beat it with a big stick. The Rough Rider Arctic Fox Wharncliffe. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful knife. I'm really impressed. They came out and did it right. Well, I shouldn't say that, and did it perfect. For me, anyway. Let me know what you think. You all be safe out there, especially with them sharp and shinies. Like this guy. Very sharp, very shiny. Just saying. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.